the flavor? Where's the flavor in this? I don't taste anything. I don't taste sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, milk, nothing. Nothing at all. It's just bland.
Hey y'all, so I am back with another video today, and today we are doing a book wrap up video. This is gonna be a what I read in November. I don't think I'm gonna do a what I read in December. I think I'm going to just wrap up the entire year. I'm still gonna do a entire year wrap up. And y'all probably ain't gonna get that video till next week, but I have my notes for that video. But I still want to do a what I read in November because I read quite a bit of things in November, and yeah, and I have a lot I want to say about the November things. So um so the first book that I read was Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This book was like the book of the year for a lot of people. Like, a lot of people raved about this book. One of my good Judy's was telling me to read this book because this was her favorite book of the year. I've just been hearing a lot of people talk about, Before I Let Go, and how much they love the book or whatever. And I don't normally fall for things that are overhyped because I always end up disappointed because it just don't be all day, right? And this book was not all that for me. I know some people are probably going to drag me, and I know some people are probably going to be mad because, whenever you have an unpopular opinion about everybody's favorite thing, they think you're just being contrarian. But I'm just being for real and how I feel. This book was not all day. Now, I gave this book three and a half stars. And a lot of people, okay, let me just go ahead and I feel like this book was just overhyped. It was overhyped. Like, I feel like, okay, so this book follows Yasmin and Josiah, and they are a couple who lives in Atlanta, and they own like a restaurant together. But they have recently got divorced, like maybe 2 years ago or a year ago, whatever. And they have 2 kids together. They're like teenager, preteen, whatever. And they basically got a divorce because Yasmin basically put the divorce in the forefront. Like, hey, we probably should get a divorce because they've just been having issues. Apparently there was a, miscarriage, a lot of miscommunication, whatever. And they still be around each other and co-parent or whatever, but there are clearly still feelings for one another. They are still clearly attracted to one another, and we're basically following this dynamic or whatever. This book was not poorly written. It's not the writing for me. It's not. The writing style of this book is pretty good. It is more so the characters and the plot. Both Yasmin and Josiah were insufferable to me. Here's the thing. I do understand that this has a point of realism to it because it's like there are people who get divorced and get remarried all the time. It's people who break up and get back together all the fucking time. But this story to me was supposed to, I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. I feel like this story was I don't want to say if it was advertised. A lot of people made it seem, I don't know, and I also feel like this book is also marketed as romance. Like, I feel like this book is pushed as romance to from the audience, and also from marketing, that this is romance, which, I mean, technically it is, but in the story there's not a whole lot of romance going on to me, and we can talk about it. Just because Josiah and Yasmin are still attracted to each other, it's like, okay, y'all still attracted to each other, but like, it didn't, like, it's like okay, there's a smut scene. If you don't know what a smut scene, then you just gonna have to Google it. I don't even know why you're here if you don't know what a smut scene is. There are smut in almost every scene, right? And it's like, y'all are doing all of this, but like, there's no romance to me. Like, there was no actual romance, no courting, no anything. It was really just tit for tat, and then smut. Tit for tat between y'all two, trying to make each other jealous or whatever, and then smut. It's like, oh, he looks so good, I just want to, do this and do that with him, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, it's more to that. Mind you, Josiah and Yasmin been together for 10 years. Y'all been together for 10 years, and you can't tell me the reason as to why you love this person so much, or as to why you're still in love with this person. You're bringing up this person meat. You bringing up this person coochie. Is it something besides that? You mean to tell me y'all been together 10 years, and like, besides that, you can't tell me as to why you're so in love with that person, or as to why you want to be with that person? Like, it just was not, it just felt like a forced get back together story to me. Like to me, the chemistry was only there when they were fucking. Just because y'all still find each other attractive, that means nothing. Where is the chemistry? Where is the unconditional love? Where is the compassion, the passion that y'all have towards each other? Non-existent, in my opinion. It just gives, you look good all the fucking time. I miss being in that box. I miss being on that pin. That's just what it gives to me. And it just was like, and then even how the story ended was real, like, it was kind of abrupt. It just was overrated, in my opinion. Also, okay, I left my microphone in my dorm room, so if the sound sounds, a little different, I don't have my mic. But I wanted to come in because this, before I let go, part of the video kind of unintentionally became a rant, and I didn't really mean to make it a rant. I just kind of, y'all know how I get. But I wanted to point out what I did enjoy about the book, okay? So people won't be like, it was just negative, because honestly, it was just negative, and there were things that I did enjoy about the book. Like, I did like the dual POV, right? I did also enjoy the co-parenting relationship that Yasmin and Josiah both had. Because, co-parenting relationships don't really be shown in like a positive light, and I did like that. I did also like the discussions of mental health and therapy. Josiah and Yasmin were both like lackluster characters, annoying, and I'm referring to Josiah and Yasmin, like, they were just lackluster characters to me. And it's like, and even the foundation of their relationship, like, the foundation of y'all relationship is like, it just came down to sex. Like, even when we refer back to the flashbacks, right? And what I will say is, I did like that we did get flashbacks, because y'all have been in a relationship for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And even when we discuss the romance part of it, right? I'm not saying that Yasmin or that Josiah should have been courting Yasmin like they've been through that shit already. What I'm saying is, where is the love and the chemistry that is supposed to make me believe that y'all have this unconditional bond, right? Since y'all been together for 10 years is what I'm saying. Like, it's not here. You know what I'm saying? It's not here. The most overrated book I read this year. And this is just not my frustration with her. This is my frustration with a lot of authors. Like, just because you have your characters fuck in every scene, just because they're having sex just because they're doing the do within every scene you put in, does not mean that you're giving the girls romance. That does not mean that you're giving the girls chemistry between these two characters. I need some build up. Okay? We don't even really need that much. If these people were supposed to be together 10 years, I need to believe it. Like, you need to give me, like, it just wasn't giving it. It was just, oh, you look good today. Like, he always look good. Like, what? So besides you wanting to hop on his peen, what else did you love about him? Because not to mention, his ass didn't want to go to therapy. Oh, and let me get on that. So, also, since Yasmin lost the baby during the pregnancy, I'm just going to go ahead and tell the book because I don't even give a damn at this point. Since Yasmin lost the baby or whatever, of course she's going through it because as a woman, you know, a lot of women hold their womb closely to them. Like, losing a baby for some women is a lot. Just like postpartum, okay? So she took it upon herself to take her ass to get some fucking therapy, right? But Josiah, on the other hand, he doesn't believe in therapy. Oh, I ain't doing it. Oh, I ain't doing it. So you basically was like, therapy is not needed. Therapy is basically for crazy people. So you're basically calling your wife crazy, blah, 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 blah. You know, typical black people shit, whatever. And I just feel like a lot of the characters, not even a lot of characters, Josiah and that damn daughter was blaming Yasmin for initiating the divorce. When, like, and I just feel like Yasmin also blamed herself a lot for initiating the divorce. But it's like, if your partner is not willing to do what is needed to heal the marriage, then the marriage should have ended any fucking way. That's also my issue, because why are we blaming Yasmin? Oh, she ended a marriage. You ended our marriage. You wanted this divorce. Blah, 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 blah. But you wouldn't go take your ass to therapy, which would have helped heal the marriage. Because you're talking about, oh, I ain't got nothing wrong. Meanwhile, you're battling grief and you drown yourself in work all day because you use that to, like, self-medicate yourself because you're battling grief that you've experienced, not just with the baby, but with other family members that you had close to you. So we're trying to make it as if Yasmin is just going through it, blah, 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 which is not just her. Because at the end of the day, two people a part of this marriage. So that means you need to pull your load. He wasn't pulling his load. So I'm just trying to figure out, why is we blaming Yasmin when he is not pulling his load? That's also part of the story that I'm not getting jiggy with at all. Like, it's giving me misogyny. It just is. And I'm not fucking with it at all, because why is we blaming this lady who just lost her baby and she already feel like it's her fault because she was doing something that she chose to do and had an accident, right? Why are we blaming her? Why is we blaming her? And she is going through all these emotions, right? And she's telling you this, and you're just like, well, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Well, what you want to do? and she puts divorce on the forefront, and you just give up. But then you blame her and say, well, you wanted this divorce. I'm not following. I can't get jiggy with Josiah. I can't get jiggy with Josiah. Like, I have my empathy for Yasmin as a woman, carrying and going through all this and not really have nobody in your corner to like hear you out or whatever. But it just was just like you getting jealous, you doing all this tit for tat. It's just like, sit it down. Sit it down. Sit it down. Like, this book was cute for y'all, but for me, you can honestly keep it, to be honest. Like, this book was just, and honestly, just thinking about that, I'm giving it a 3, because that honestly pissed me off, because women are always already blamed for most of the shit that go on with marriages as it is. You think I want to read about that shit? I don't want to read about that. Like, it's like Josiah gets no accountability at all. You the one who also avoided therapy, which I'm sure was a big component of this marriage. She asked you, you said no. She said, I don't know what else we could do because I'm tired. You say, well, I don't know. And she says divorce, and you accept. Well, if that's what you want to do. I'm not following. Why is that not brought up? Like, and even like, I need to know. I need to know. People who enjoy Before I Let Go, what did you enjoy about it? Like, do not say the romance. Please do not say the romance, because you're going to piss me off. What did you enjoy about Before I Let Go? And do not say the romance, because it was barely that. Barely that. And if it was a romance, what do you define as romance? Please. Like, I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm just being passionate right now. Like, just explain it to me, because I need to know the answers. Because what was so great about this book for you? Writing style aside, because the writing style was definitely great. The background plots were definitely great. But the centering plot of Yasmin and Josiah's divorce, marriage, and other drama, what made this book's your favorite up to here? Because for me, it was meh. It was okay. It was okay. Like, it was just okay. So I need to know, so I can put myself in a different perspective, so I can, because it just didn't make no sense to me. Anyways, next book I read was Ace of Spades. I have a copy. Where's the copy? Next book I read was Ace of Spades by, oh girl, I don't even know how to pronounce your name. By this author. I don't know how to pronounce their name. But this book, I'm gonna give 5 out of 5 stars. This book was excellent. This book was great. Like, it's the fact that she started writing this book when she was in college, her freshman year of college, and then released it, like, I think her senior year or something like that. Like, mind you, she is like 24 or 25. Like, she is not far from like my age. So the fact that she written this book like freshman year, or just in, like, it's just talent. Like, you know how talented you have to be, like, of a writer you have to be able to write something this great, this, like eloquent. Like, it's just, even when it comes to the plot, like, it's just amazing. Like, so this book follows Shamaka and Devon. They she go by Chi in the book, and they are the two only black students at this white school. It's like a private school, whatever. And Shamaka, she is biracial, so her dad is, I think, Italian, and then her mom is, I don't remember, but I don't want to say Nigerian, but she's something. And she is like this popular girl in school, and she feels like, you have to step on people to get to where you need to be, especially since she is a black girl. See, here's the thing. They both have this they both don't really have, they both from two different backgrounds, but they both have the same view on racism. They don't realize that it's going on around them. Because Devon, he is from a poverty background. He lives in poverty, but his mom works day in and day out to put him in this school to make sure that he is getting a great education outside of where they live. So they both go to this academy, and at this academy there has been some like doxing and exposing going on with Devon. It starts off with Devon, and honestly he gets it the worst because they expose his sexuality, they expose his tape, they expose a lot of like him in like a very derogatory way, whereas they do expose Chi, but it's more so like, oh, she's not the boss girl that y'all think she is. They don't really expose her. Well, did they expose her? Well, no, she did kind of get exposed at the end of the book, but it wasn't like super horrendous throughout the school like his was, but it was going on at the same time. And they're basically being exposed on like social media by this social media account that's basically exposing the two only black students in school. So they basically realize this, and they basically come up together with a plan to try and find out who the person is who is trying to expose them. But there is a big plot twist. This is kind of like her version of Get Out, but yeah, it's kind of like her version of Get Out, but it is done in a way that is extremely tasteful. I have had my fair share of people's Get Out remakes, and they've just been, but this one is the one that I've came across where it just has been done so well and tasteful, and it just makes sense, and it's also sort of believable. The writing style is definitely great. Like, I can't imagine being in high school, not in high school, I can't imagine being a freshman in college and writing this and then being done like my senior year, and just being like, this is just so impressive, and like, it's just so well done. Like, and I also feel like this story is perfect for people who grew up in predominantly white areas, because I feel like it will open your eye to a different perspective on racism and the things that are that is happening around you as a black person. So I definitely recommend. I recommend if you're into thriller, if you're into mystery. There is, well, both of these two characters are queer, because Chi picks up a girl know, that whole thing was a mess as it is, but I ain't gonna go too much into detail because I don't want to spoil it. And then Devon already said that he was basically exposed, his sexuality was basically exposed or whatever. But this is basically a Get Out retelling. Well, not a Get Out retelling, but this is basically somebody's version of Get Out. Done well. So yeah, definitely 5 out of 5 stars. This book is definitely immaculate. Loved it down. Next book I read was Business Not as Usual. So this book was basically like a little cute little romance or whatever. Characters named Dreamy and Carter. And Carter is this like rich, this rich black man with money or whatever. And he does stuff in like the corporate world. I don't remember, but he works in corporate because they was in offices and wearing suits and shit. But he is like 10 years older than Dreamy. And Dreamy, she was working as a receptionist at this company. And that's kind of basically how they met or whatever. And basically it just follows them meeting each other and like, you know, beginning to like each other and dating each other or whatever. This book is a romance, but it does have an air of comedy to it. So it's a rom-com. It's basically a rom-com, an office sort of rom-com. I mean, it doesn't really take place that much in the office, but yeah, Dreamy is basically like she's a sweet girl. She does have an air of unseriousness to her, but she's supposed to have that eccentric, you know, flair to her because Carter is this serious businessman and like, you know, he ain't got no kids, he ain't got no wife, so you know, he's staying on business, he works all the time. So she's supposed to be like this, you know, cute little girl, cute little fun girl that's supposed to, you know, bring some air to his life or whatever. I did enjoy the book. It was a cute little rom-com. Like, it wasn't nothing like super serious. I do recommend if you want to read like a cute little rom-com to get you, you know, get your spirits up, you know, to enjoy some romance. Now, their romance was definitely like there. That romance was definitely there, but it happened very fast, if that makes sense. So like, you know how in these stories, like, the romance be there, but it just happens so fast. Like, it's not like a slow burn or anything. Like, this was definitely not a slow burn because, spoiler alert, they had sex on the first night, on the first date. So, she ain't nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying, like, it just happened very fast. Like, some people I know who like slow burns and, you know, build up to the story, which, I mean, it just wasn't, you know, it was more so, you know, that. And you also kind of have this dynamic of like, oh, and Carter, his family is like his dad is like this famous actor as well. So, you also have Dreamy feeling like she's not enough when it comes to his family because he's like from this wealthy family and she is not, because she lives with her grandpa and her sister, and she also had this thing with like trying to win the lottery so she can start a business or whatever. Of course, she ends up winning the lottery in the story. Spoiler alert. Boy, it's a cute little, funny little, like, it's cute and it's funny. Like, even some of the scenes that happened in the book had me cackling. Like, I think you should definitely give a try if you just want something cute and funny to like read or listen to when you're, you know, doing whatever. Like, it's just, it's funny. Everything happens pretty fast though. I think they got like married within a year. But you know, some stuff just happens fast for people. Just don't expect a slow burn. That's all I'm trying to say. But it's fun. It's cute. Did I say what I rated this book? Oh, I think I gave this book 4 stars. Like, it was just 3.5 stars. Yeah. So next book is Love Radio by Ebony Liddell. I gave this book 4 stars. This book stars 2 characters, Prince and Danny. Danny is this girl. She has her dad is in the military, and then her mom, I don't remember what her mom do. I don't think her mom do shit, but her mom, her mom and her dad is married. And Prince, he just lives with his mom, and then he helps take care of his younger siblings. And Danny reads a lot of books, and then Prince, he has this radio show where he gives I think he wants to be a DJ or something, but his uncle does this radio show where I think he DJs, and he lets Prince like shadow him, and he does this little love radio thing where he gets on the radio and like give relationship advice or whatever. Has had a crush on Danny apparently for like a long time. And he's been trying to court Danny, and since they've met, they kind of started off on the wrong foot, but then Danny apologized, and then he, wants to court her or whatever, so he starts courting her and like trying to like date her. So he has taken her out on dates, and trying to prove that he really likes her or whatever. This is their senior year of high school, so they're also trying to prepare for college or whatever. So since they're like preparing for college or whatever, they end up not being together. Danny basically is like, we're going to college, whatever. She doesn't want to be with him, and so it kind of just ends on that, and that's what I kind of didn't really like about the book. Like, can we at least give this relationship a go? Because, like, I don't know, like, they didn't even really try a relationship. They was really just dating. And then he eventually, wanted a relationship with her, but then she kind of just, like, turned him down, and he was kind of like, oh, it's whatever you want to do or whatever. So, yeah, that was kind of like, I did enjoy the little things that they did bond over, which was, like, music and, books, reading, like, they bonded over a lot. They had a lot in common and stuff like that. And, I don't know, like, with the investment throughout the story, without the courting, with the investment of the story and like the courting and all of that, like I kind of wish they would have at least gave the relationship a try or whatever, but it just kind of like ended, and they kind of just went their separate ways to school. So I don't know if this is supposed to be like a part 2 or whatever, but that was kind of like my disappointment, because it was like, So, yeah, but I think I'll kind of, I don't know, I said 4 stars, but I kind of want to give that 3.5 because of that, because, like, like, I felt like they had chemistry that could have worked, but I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to be a build up to, like, a second part, because to me, the way it ended, it would make you think it's a second part. But I do recommend if you want like a version of Love Jones, like somebody version of Love Jones. Y'all know the black movie classic Love Jones. If you want to read somebody's like teen version of Love Jones, give Love Radio a try. Next book I read was My Week with Him. I gave My Week with Him like 4 stars, and My Week with Him was by Joya Goffney. Y'all know Joya Goffney is my girl. Y'all know Joya Goffney is my girl, but My Week with Him, My Week with Him was, she wasn't 5 stars for me. Like, Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry and Confessions of an Allergic Girl. Those were my 5 stars. I still got those books. Those are my like 5-star books, because I gave those books 5 stars last year, and I was like, oh, Joy Goffney is putting out something. This year it's gonna be given 5 stars, but not quite. So this book is following Nikki and Mal. I think his name, I don't know if his real name was Jamal or whatever, but he was being called Mal in the story. So Nikki is this young teenage girl, and she has a sister, and then she lives with her mom, and her mom basically treats them like trash. Like, she works all the time, and she basically takes all that anger and frustration out on her kids. And Nikki is trying to go to this audition, because she sings and she writes music, and she's trying to go to this audition in California so she can try and get a record deal. So her objective is basically to sneak off to, you know, basically let her mom tell her that she's gonna be with her friends, and so she could sneak off and go to the audition. But she basically gets caught up with and whatever, and she ends up sort of running away, and people are trying to find out where she is, but she ends up going to her boy best friend house, which is Maul, and he basically keeps the secret of, you know, she's not here, blah 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 blah. So Maul comes from, you know, a family with a little bit of coin because he is adopted. So they end up, you know, taking a trip down to Mexico, and that's where the my week with him comes in, because she basically stays with him for a week. I think. And yeah, but then her sister ends up trying to run away so her sister can find her. But the reason why Nikki ends up running away anyway was because her mom kicked her out because her sister basically did not admit to being in a car with a boy, and basically the mom is one of those parents who was blaming everything on Nikki and thinking that her innocent youngest daughter wouldn't do that. And basically her younger sister was feeling bad because it's basically her fault for not admitting to what happened and that she was actually in the car with the boy. I'm spoiling this book, but I was just kind of annoyed and frustrated with that. But yeah, so she ended up having to cut the trip short with her boy best friend, who she really is in love with, to go back home to go find her dumbass sister, because her dumbass sister basically faked a kidnapping because she wanted the attention back on her. And this is where the stars get lowered, because this book was supposed to be about Nikki and Maul and romance and, you know, her trying to follow her dream. This shit ended up being about her dumbass sister and trying to find her dumbass sister, because her dumbass sister was the person who got her in trouble, but she in turn felt guilty and ran away so her sister could come find her, even though she was the reason why her sister got kicked out in the first fucking place. No. And then the rest of the story ended up being about Nikki trying to find her sister. Absolutely not. I thought this book was supposed to be a romance book. Where's the romance? Where's the chemistry between Maul and Nikki? Like, we need that, and we need some build up. I do not give a fuck about, as soon as her sister did not tell and say, oh, actually that was me with that boy mama, it was not her, don't, you know, blah 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 blah, and try to stick up for her sister, I immediately threw her in the trash as a character. So why are we going back to go save her? Why are we going back to go save her? I don't give a fuck about her. At this point, this book should have been about Nikki following her dreams as a superstar musician, leaving this funky ass town and doing it with Maul by her side, and her friend's mom that was helping her get outfits and basically being a mom figure for her because her mom wasn't shit. I don't give a fuck about, no. This is called My Week with Him, not My Week with Him plus trying to figure out if my sister was kidnapped or not. No, that's not what I was expecting. So it just, no. I just don't really know. Like, how selfish of you. How selfish of you it is for you to already not stand up for your sister because you didn't want to take the blame for your actions, but also to also continue to be selfish by running away from the house, even though you wasn't even kicked out. You ran away so the attention could flow back on you, because of course, since she was kicked out, everybody was looking for Nikki. Where's Nikki? But now it's like, oh, I'm gonna run away so she could come and find me. And think, what? Bitch, please. Anyway, the month of November was, you know, I had my good gems or whatever, but yeah, outside of that, it was a lot, okay? Let me know if you read any of the books that I talked about. Please give me your opinions on any of the books that I talked about. Please give me more book recommendations. And yeah, tell me how you feel about everything. Like, let's chat in the comments. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Don't lie to my face. I don't like being lied to.